Morning, Victors. So another great lesson that I learned going through this journey was you have to see yourself past your current circumstance, right? All right, I'm gonna go into a little detail. At my last job, all I ever saw myself as was a cutter, a fish cutter. This is the God honest truth. This was about 2 years ago. I'd had a moment with myself where I was like, this is it. It was a sad moment for myself, but I really thought that was it for me. I'll stay with this company until they either sell or shut down, and then I'll just kind of move on from there. And thank God for me taking on this personal development challenge and journey, because it was the first time when I started doing that, I saw myself as someone more than just a cutter. I started to see myself as the GM. And the cool thing with seeing yourself past these circumstances is it was like the first bit of hope that I had that there is more for me, or there was more that I can actually do. And so when I started seeing this, then I started putting actions behind it. And once the action started coming behind it, then the results started coming behind it. And although, they ended up moving me up into a management position, and although I fell short of my GM goal, the results that came from me just seeing myself as more changed my life, because I ended up completely outgrowing that place as a whole. And so I really want to give this disclaimer really quick. Okay, although my videos are 2 minutes, this situation and that whole process is more than just a day. It's more than just a week. It's months of consistency and wanting more. And so I really want to give that disclaimer really quick. But my big point in what I'm trying to say is, when you see yourself past your circumstances, it gives you direction. And when you have direction and you put action behind it, you will get results. So that's my spiel for today. Thank those of you that bought your 30 Days to Inspired Living task books. If you're looking to create action, hit the link above me. Also, I want to give another big shout out to my boy Six. If you're loving the hoodie, Paper Boy products, Paper Girl products, I'm going to tag him. Make sure to link up with him and get your products. They're amazing, great quality. Check him out. Check his products out. They're amazing. We're going to stop saying morning, Victors. So another great lesson I've learned going through this journey is the power of influence. And I was someone who believed that influence only pertained to me influencing you or you influencing me. It never, until I took this journey of enlightenment and stuff like that, it never even crossed my mind the fact that I can influence myself. And so when Jim Rohn actually told me that, it really changed my thought process. And I'll give you an example of me influencing myself. Was at my last job, we actually had every break was an hour. I had 3 1-hour breaks. And so during these hours, I used to just go and sit in my car. I would just sit in my car and go to sleep. All right. So when I started working on myself, I started using that time different, and I knew I wanted to do more with it. I didn't know what. And so I started making myself read. And so I had to physically influence myself to grab this book, look at it, and read it. And all I was doing was 5 minutes to begin with. And boy, you want to talk about hard, but it was something that I kept pushing that to get done. And my point is, we have the power to influence ourselves, and that's where the influencing actually starts and begins with. It starts and ends with the way we influence ourselves. So that's my spiel for the day. Thank those of you that bought your 30 Days to Inspired Living task books. If you're looking to create action, hit the link above me. Also want to give a big shout out to AAE, Authentic Ain't Easy Apparel. Man, this stuff is so amazing. It's so comfortable. My niece put my hoodie on. Loved it so much. She wanted one for Christmas. So we got her one of these for Christmas. I'm going to set the link up there also for you to click on it and get some apparel. It's amazing. We're going to stop saying no to our dreams and start saying yes, yes, yes to our dreams. I got kids, so you know I'm tired, but I'll be here tomorrow to help us live inspired. Morning, Victors. So another absolutely amazing lesson that I learned going through this journey was the question of, do I want it or not? And that leads into asking the right questions and knowing what I'm asking for. So as a child, you know, I went to church a lot, and one of the main Bible, not so much a verse as much as one of the main things that I would hear all the time is ask and you shall receive. And so that is something that I didn't take lightly. I actually took it very seriously, even as a child. What I learned as I continued to grow was when you ask a vague question, you're going to get a vague answer, okay? Let me give you an example. At my last job, it's funny because I would always say I want more money, and so I would take the time, I'd say my prayers and stuff, I would ask for more money. Okay? Now, I'm asking for more money. Out of nowhere, I would get a great job opportunity with another company. Now, they would be offering me a whole lot more money to go work for them, and I would decline it because when I was asking for more money, I meant more money at the job that I was at, but I wasn't asking the right question. I wasn't asking for my blessing the right way. Now it's funny because I'm still receiving what I'm asking for, but because it wasn't the way that I wanted it, I wouldn't take it. Okay? I see it all the time, people asking for millions of dollars and for this and for that, and people reach out to you and they try to give you an opportunity to be something, to be financially free, and we don't take it because it's not the answer we want to hear. We should spend more time asking the right questions and asking for what we want in the right way. So, morning, Victors. So in like 2017, 18, I remember sitting in the break room with my good friend at my old job. We were sitting there having this conversation about how bad the world was. And I specifically remember this conversation. We sat there and I felt like I was letting the world have it. I was talking about, I'm not going to really go into what I was talking about, but I remember just saying how bad the world was. And, you know, I'm so glad I took this path of enlightenment, because one thing that I've come to realize was it's not the world that's a bad place. Like, do bad things happen in the world? Of course, people. Of course. Bad things happen in my life. And I don't think I'm a bad person by any means. But I wasn't seeing the world for what it was. I was seeing myself for what I was. And the world's not a bad place. I was in a bad place. And it's crazy and it's amazing though, because I'm so glad I took this path, because now that I'm in such a better place, I'm starting to see the great in the world, man. There's so much great stuff out here. I got amazing people that I'm following. I got Spencer, who is constantly on talking positive and doing exercises and doing all this positive stuff on his social media. I got Michael Faber, who is doing amazing positive things with his social media and continuing to enlighten the world. I got Brandon Beasley, who is doing amazing things with kids out there giving out turkeys for Thanksgiving. Now that I am in a better place and I'm in a better spot, I see the world as a better place. And my point is this: if you think the world is a bad place, you're probably in a bad place. The world ain't a bad place. You just are seeing the world for what you are. So that's my spill for today. Morning, Victors. So this morning I was thinking about the recipe to success. And, you know, one thing I came to the conclusion with recipe to success is I genuinely think everyone's recipe is going to be different. You know, what it takes for me to be successful in the self-help world is going to be different than it takes someone in the music world, than it takes someone in the fashion world. Each person's recipe to success is going to be different. But one thing I believe is general and universal is recipe to failure. And I don't think enough people know what goes into failing. So I'm going to tell you really quick. Caring what people think. You can never move forward or do anything if you care what people think. Always wondering if people, wanting everyone to like you. I think I'm a great guy. I really do. Not everyone likes me. And it's okay, because there's nothing I can do about it. I rub some people the wrong way. It's what it is. Caring what people think, everyone not liking you, and also caring, being misunderstood, being scared to be misunderstood. You cannot be successful if you are scared to be misunderstood, because people aren't gonna understand why you want to take the leap and start your own business. People don't understand why you specifically, why you think you could do it. You should think you could do it. I know you could do it. I believe in you. You just got to believe in yourself. So you want a recipe to failure? Care what everyone else thinks. Morning, Victors. So going through the journey, I felt like one of the best things I've learned is quality over quantity. Okay, now a lot of us already feel like we know that, or at least myself, I feel like I've always known that, and yet I never applied it to my life. And I'm going to give you a couple examples of where I should have, and I do now apply quality over quantity. One of the biggest ones is friendship. When I was younger, I wanted a ton of friends, and so I became friends with a lot of just kind of random people in different parts of their lives and stuff like that. And so I had just tons of groups I was just running with, which led to me being kind of backstabbed and go through different situations with different groups. And so it was just so much. And that was just a lot of people to kind of juggle. And it wasn't that it was a lot of people as much as the type of people that I was hanging with. So now that I've kind of taken a step back and it's about the quality of person that I'm deciding to kick it with, it's really changed my life. And not only that, just being able to focus on these friendships, to just have these great quality friendships. When I was so spread thin, I couldn't really focus on the fact that each friend had their own things going on. I couldn't keep track of it. And so I had a bunch of friends, but the quality was trash. It was, yeah, his birthday's coming up. I don't know when it is, but I'll go to the party. Instead of, no, my boy Kama's birthday, September 12th, that's when his birthday is. You know, knowing the day, knowing the month, knowing everything about my friends. That's a quality relationship. Another example is in business. You know, in my last business, I did the personal training. And so I was constantly pushing and working on getting more clients. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting more clients, but where I made the mistake is I was so focused on getting more clients, I felt like my attention almost went down with the clients that I had. And so I should have been focusing on the quality with them, the clients that I had, because they would just tell people after they were getting their results, they're going to be the ones to spread the word. They're going to spread the word. Hey, man, people are going to ask, tell them, you look great. How'd you get to this? Oh, man, Vince helped me get there. I should have been more focused on the quality of work I was doing with these people instead of having a huge list of people, which I started to get, but it became so much that I couldn't give everyone the proper attention that they needed. And so working on the quality is better than having the big quantity. And it's not that you can't work to the big quantity, but you should work to the big quantity. The last example I want to give is when you're doing your businesses and stuff like that, at least for myself, it's important to work on kind of one kind of spot at a time, because when you start working on the quantity, which is several different places. So like right now, I kind of have to do everything, but I really focus on the talking part. I really focus on trying to connect right now, because that is going to be the major part in inspired living and what I do and doing seminars and being out in front of people and talking. So I make sure I talk all the time. So I focus on that part. Now the marketing and all that stuff, like I kind of do it, but the main focus, and I'm trying to make quality, is my talking, because that is going to be my selling point. And so I really want to share that today. We want quality over quantity. So that's my spill for today. Thank those of you that bought your 30 Days to Inspire Living task books. If you're looking to create action, hit the link above me. We're going to stop saying no to our dreams and start saying yes, yes, yes to our dreams. I got kids, so you know I'm tired, but I'll be here tomorrow to help us live inspired.